Lori Lane Zucker, founder and CEO of Impact Entrepreneur, and we're here at Mission Investors Exchange 2024 National Conference, and I'm sitting with Sarah Williams from Propel. Welcome, Sarah.
Yeah, nice to see you.
Yeah. Sarah, tell our audience about Propel.
Sure. Propel is a philanthropic and impact investing fund that works to build a democracy and economy that work for the many, not just the few.
And your work is primarily focused in the United States?
Primarily in the United States. We got our start supporting farmer cooperatives in the global south and have done work globally to advance the field of impact investing, but our work now is primarily in the U.S.
Now, you're a pretty early entrant into or participant in the impact investing space. Can you give us a sense of the trajectory of Propel over the years?
Sure. My co-founder, Jeremy Mindich, and I have always been interested in how do you use capital creatively to advance social impact. And so we started Propel with that purpose and looked at opportunities to support poverty alleviation programs globally, and really felt that building at that time, the nascent field of impact investing was an important way to make change, that if you were using philanthropic capital, it was just one tiny piece of the massive amount of capital that could be applied to these issues. So we were early supporters of Impact Assets, which now has $3 billion in assets using donor advised fund capital to move impact. We helped create the Impact Assets 50, which was the first list of impact assets, impact managers. And we had an initial strategy around first-time impact fund managers to try to figure out how to build the talent pool and move more capital that way.
Mm-hmm. If I understand correctly, Propel's been a big advocate for kind of a creative blended finance catalytic approach to impact investing. Can you describe how you view these things?
Sure. We are structured as an LLC and a suite of donor advised funds, and we can move investment capital and philanthropic capital. And we've always had an approach where we work with the social entrepreneur to figure out what kind of capital allows them to leverage larger pools of capital. We're not the largest investor, but we can move quickly, we can take on risks, and we've structured many of our deals in ways that allow other capital to crowd in.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're here at Mission Investors Exchange. I assume you've been to numerous Mission Investors Exchanges.
This is my first time.
Oh, it is?
Yes,
Oh, interesting.
yes.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of SoCap, which is one of our investments, and that's where I've done most of my kind of networking around impact investors. But it's been great to meet the investors that are here.
Right. Well, Mission Investors Exchange, as you know, is a tireless advocate for philanthropic mission investing. Where do you think that part of the impact investing space is right now? And I'm interested to see how it's evolved in your eyes, and where do you think it will be going in the next few years?
Well, it's so exciting to be here and see that it's oversubscribed. There are faces here I've seen before and so many new faces. So the idea that there's just real demand for it is something we've been working towards for a long time. So I'm really encouraged by that. And the fact that so many foundations are thinking not just about their 5%, but about their 95%, and how that can be used for impact. There have been really exciting ideas that have been put forward here. And I feel really hopeful that the urgent challenges that we're all facing are going to be more addressed with more power and more resources based on the conversations that are happening here this week.
Mm-hmm. In the continuum of impact investing, where do you think that philanthropy's ideal catalytic role lies?
Well, I feel like philanthropy should be taking on some of the risk to spur other investors to come in. And even though sometimes large foundations can move slowly, I feel like we're all in a shared sense of urgency, and that we should be experimenting more and trying to test a lot of different things because there's a lot of different ways that capital can move, and it feels as though philanthropic capital should be that kind of pre-seed stage capital that allows other investors, commercial investors, to come in.
Well, Sarah, thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah,
Appreciate
nice
it.
to talk with you.